Greetings, Yak Watchers. It's me, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and welcome to this review, in inverted commas, of Terminator 5 Genesis Mega Drive in the United Kingdom. People keep telling me off for that. It's called the Mega Drive, not the Genesis. Anyway, enjoy this review. Yeah. Yes, thank you for that, Arnold, if indeed that is your real name. Welcome to this informal review of Terminator 5 Genesis, so ably introduced there by the Austrian beefcake himself. Oh great, the last thing the internet needs is another film reviewer. There's already a billion of them out there. Well, don't worry, I'm not going to turn into one of those. This is a special one-off for a franchise that I have a particular connection to. Namely, the Terminator. Anything with Arnold in it, I'm likely to be interested in. So yes, I'm not a film buff, I'm not an expert. However, this video is going to be a casual Arnold fan's view of the film Terminator 5 Genesis Mega Drive in the United Kingdom. And I promise I won't do that stupid joke again. I was going to go to great pains to ensure this review remains spoiler-free. But, and this is a big warning to you all, the second trailer blows the plot of the whole blasted film. So I recommend you don't go and watch that, because it tells you everything that happens in the blasted film. I guess that's Hollywood for you. In any case, I'll do my best not to spoil the film for you. As the film starts, we are introduced, or should that be reintroduced, to John Connor and Kyle Reese, the male protagonists from the first two movies. To provide some background, I should mention that this film is a reboot of the original Terminator franchise, the first two movies. Of course, the third film is conveniently skipped over as if it never existed. And you may say, for good reason, although I quite enjoyed it. It was a fun parody of itself. But in terms of the timeline, it's glossed over completely, as if it never even happened. It existed in an alternate timeline in which Arnold is this big movie star and they only release the films because he's in them, or something like that. So, after a bit of well-placed exposition, Kyle Reese offers to go back in time to protect Sarah Connor. But there was one small thing that sat quite uncomfortably with me, and that was the casting, or at least the portrayal of John Connor, by Jason Clarke. For some reason, it didn't feel quite right. However, for reasons that will become entirely apparent as you watch the film, this fades away and it all starts to make a bit more sense. Typical James Cameron stuff, even though he was only an exec producer on this film. He didn't write it, he didn't direct it, but he did give a pleasant little interview with the Terminator Genesis official YouTube page, and you can go and look that up if you so wish. One part of the film that I particularly enjoyed was Arnold's big entrance, which was, again, spoiled by the trailer. Don't watch it, it tells you everything that happens. But it's one of those definite murmurs in the cinema moments when Arnie appears. As for Schwarzenegger, he plays a brand new Terminator, or at least I don't think it's any of the ones from the previous two. Oh, sorry, there are more films than that in the whole franchise. Oh, no. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I got lost in the massive girth of media out there about the Terminator. It's hard to decide what is canon and what isn't canon these days. But Arnold, yes, he's more of the daddy figure. He's Terminator 2 Cuddly Arnold. Well, he couldn't be anything else. But don't worry, Terminator 1 fans. That Arnold that you know and love makes an appearance as well. Woohoo! And it's everything that you would expect from Arnold. Think of T2 Arnold with a slightly more human touch. As if the Terminator had been living on Earth for another 20 years and come to acclimatise to it and learned to tell Arnold jokes. Yes, fans of the one-liners, there are lots and lots of those here. As you would expect. What else? It's Hollywood, isn't it? And while we're on the subject, yes, there's a car chase, there are explosions, there are lots and lots of machines being shot at and police running around acting all incompetent. But it wouldn't be an Arnold film without those. Now, as I'm not a film buff, I can't really talk about the actors in terms of how good they are compared to other actors. I don't know. All I can report is they did a very good job. Emilia Clarke was a very good Sarah Connor. I don't think she ever betrayed the original Linda Hamilton portrayal. And I guess that's what all us nerds want in the end, isn't it? And the same goes for Jai Courtney. He's never going to be the same as the original Kyle Reese. But no, he's not the same, no! As long as you can get over that, it's absolutely fine. I had no problems whatsoever with the casting of any of those two characters. I guess you could say that the characters could have been fleshed out a little bit more. This is, after all, a 2-hour film, and a lot happens, but I came away thinking there's more to be resolved here. This is intended to be the first in a series of 3 films to reboot the franchise, so I think we are to expect more in the way of character development as the years pass. Except Arnold, of course. I'm sure his character will remain much the same. There'll be uproar if it didn't. Over the past couple of weeks, I've avoided opinion etc. on this film so I could form my own based on my own past experiences. This was deliberate because I knew that people out there would absolutely hate and slate this film, and I'm sure they are doing. I could probably go on Rotten Tomatoes and see it's got a rating of 5% now. But I've got a funny feeling they won't. The hardcore Terminator fans, well, I'm not sure you could ever really please them, but I think they'll be fairly satisfied. At least they'll say it's a lot better than Terminator 3 and more worthy, I would guess, of the title Terminator 3, even though this is Terminator 5. Don't forget, the previous 2 never existed. And in terms of the fan service, as it were, in T5 I watched things like the T-1000 turn to liquid metal and then materialize back into robot form again, and thought, oh, that must cost about $200 to do now, whereas in the 1990s that would have been millions upon millions and take a team of 1,000 people 5 years to finish. Now, I could do it on my Windows XP computer in an afternoon, and I couldn't help but think back to the special effects in the first Terminator film when Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor are being chased by the Terminator in stop motion. Not in terms of, oh, look how far we've come, but it's an indication of the times. That was the best technology we had around at the time. That was the 1984 Terminator. And what I'm saying is, this is the 2015 Terminator. Terminator for the 21st century. It's been upgraded with the mimetic polyalloy, or whatever it's called. I'm sorry. Because I completely avoided all media to do with Terminator 5 in the lead up to its release, I was able to go into this with a completely blank mind. I had no idea about the main twist, such as it is, and it's not even really a twist because it tells you about it in the trailers. Sorry, I'm not going to go on about the trailers anymore. But yes, that twist, I never saw it coming. It was one of those, oh, moments. And it's a good job I have the memory of a sieve, because I think I must have seen that second trailer many months ago, but completely forgotten everything that happens in it, because it did seem that everything in this movie was fresh to my mind. Well, a lot of time has passed since then, I suppose. Right, I've gone on for long enough about this film. Please just go out there and watch it. or else I'm sending the T-1000 round to your place tomorrow. He'll come and kill you, and then he will exterminate John Connor and eliminate the resistance movement, and then I will be able to take over the world and have all the cigars in it. Yo ho ho ho! Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, yes, please take this review at face value. It is just a quick ramble, impromptu thoughts on the film. I wrote nothing down for this and planned nothing. It's just my immediate thoughts. I would probably concur with Arnold's sentiments there and ask you to go and watch the film. In regards to living up to the hype, well, I don't think it ever was going to. But I would suggest giving the trilogy chance to play out, because that might well happen across the course of the 3 films. Maybe we could do a supercut where we take the best moments from each film and paste them all together to make the super film, the ultimate conclusion to the Terminator franchise for the 21st century. I've just had a thought, actually. Do you think this film will be rebooted again and again until everybody is dead? Until the Terminators come back from the future and destroy us all? Probably. And on that thought, Yak Watchers, I shall leave you. Sayonara!